Jimmy, difficult one here, defeat away at Barwell. Before we talk about the defeat today, though, we have to talk about relegation. It's our first chance to talk to you since we've been mathematically relegated. What do you have to say about, the performances this season, and what is there to play for now? What are you telling the lads moving on to the last few games of this year?
There's no excuse. Certainly, the buck stops at my door, and I know that people say about fine margins and fights that we put up in majority of fixtures, but ultimately it's over a season. It's not a cup competition where you can have a run, and ultimately you're measured on 44 games or whatever it is. So tough one to take, because how honest and hard-working the group is. You're almost hoping that there will be a run that can save you or take you away from it, but it weren't the case, and it won't be, for the lack of effort of the group that's remaining. They gave me everything, and I think it just goes to show how strong the level is, and I've loved it. I've absolutely loved it. I think step three's been an absolute eye opener. I've learnt loads. I think coming into it, certainly potentially naively, not having enough background on it, but I think there's a real step up from step 4 to 3. But thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think our players have. We come here today with a team that's strapped up together and done their right utmost to get through. But I wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah, probably a tough pill to swallow, but it's been inevitable for a while.
And do you think today was kind of the season in a nutshell? We're pushing, playing well, and then at the end of it, people come over and say, "How have you lost that?" But at the end of the day, you're just not putting away your chances and conceding too many.
Yeah. We've given them three goals. We don't defend the throw well enough. On the stroke of half time, coming in, it should be 0-0, and we can reassess and figure out another way to attack Barwell, but we didn't do that, and it does have a detrimental effect. There's people in there that give me absolutely everything. All of them in their own way. But it's almost when you're looking around at this season, what you're trying to play for, you have to remind them that that's their job, that's their responsibility. Because one thing that it hasn't deterred my appetite to win. Absolutely desperate to win every game, the 4 remaining. So it's trying to remind them to find that will. But that typified us today. The throw-in that we got done for the first goal, and then the second half we give away a penalty from not being organised for another restart, and then losing the ball in the middle of the pitch, and we get punished. And throughout that, we've had to throw different curveballs at Barwell. We've been 4 up front, 5 up front, 4 at the back, and absolute chaos with what we were trying to cause, just to try and salvage something. But it wasn't to be. It wasn't to be today.
And so for the rest of the season, the last few games, is it now reminding of the players about that pride and that that determination to just keep getting those points and get those wins, even if we are mathematically down? Is it just about that pride now?
Yeah, look, we might have fell short with recruitment and maybe not having enough quality in certain areas. That's with me. But one thing I have done, I've recruited good people. That have great values and standards. So my expectations for them is to be the best selves, and give everything for themselves, for the football club, and I can't see a change in their attitude. Barwell today, I can only assume if you listen to their post-match, it will be they've been given a tough time, even when they went to 3-0 down, got a goal. They were on the back foot. We did give them some itchy moments, but that's been us. And we just need to make sure we're our best selves again going into next week.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Jimmy. We look forward to that game next week.
Thanks, mate.